G'day and welcome back to my internship vlog. This week we had a really successful week. Spent a heap of time out in the field, which was really good, and we got some stuff done. So let's get right into it. First of all, we're heading out to Kelpram and we saw a malleefowl. So it's my first malleefowl that I've ever seen. Sadly, I didn't get it on camera, but I did get the tracks of it because we saw it run across the road on the sand, which was pretty cool to see a rare bird like this. Well, rare-ish bird like this, I should say. That was pretty cool. So after seeing the malleefowl, we continued up through Kelpram to install the camera trap grid up there. We installed all 8 cameras, but I've actually got some footage of us installing it. So I'll just quickly explain what we did. So we have a star picket that we hammered into the ground. So we wanted that around about 600 mil high. And then we would mount the camera on top of it, looking out onto a kind of flat bare ground kind of area that wouldn't get triggered by vegetation, but if a fox or a goat or a kangaroo or a cat went past, it would trigger the camera. So we try to set them up with the solar panel facing north, so it would get as much sun as possible during winter and summer, while the camera would be heading southwards. All the cameras in at Kelpram now, all 8 of them, which is really good to have done. Exciting now that we can actually get some data in. So looking forward to be able to come out next week, make sure they're all working, doing the right thing. And then in November, we'll all come back out and collect some data and see what actually is happening in this landscape. So actually you're making some massive progress this week after the letdown of getting rained out last week, so exciting stuff. So after installing the cameras and getting back to the vehicle, we discussed goat and kangaroo management, and we also had to do a little bit of a drive on a pest track to get an idea of how much coverage we can get through a pest management scheme that they want to do around some water sites. It kind of interlocks with some other stuff that we're doing, like the 20 million trees program. It will help meet some targets for pest management in the area as well. While we're out there putting in the camera traps, I noticed this reflector just hanging on a tree, and I asked, and I'm glad I did ask, because it's quite an interesting story why these reflectors were all along these malleefowl grids that we're putting the cameras on. So back in the good old days, they didn't have GPSs or GIS. One would have to have instructions written down saying something like head northwest 100 meters or 100 steps and look for the reflector. That's how you would get in and out to your malleefowl grid sites. I'm so glad that we now have GPSs that can just go, there's your point, walk to it. As you get closer, it'll just put the distance that you are from the point down. It's so much easier to use the GPS than I can imagine using this reflector system. It just seems so old school to me, but I haven't really lived in a world without GPS. So after the excitement of the Kelpram installs, getting to do some cool stuff there, I finished off doing my yellow rosella behavioural study, did some office work as well midweek, but then at the back end of the week, we got back out in the field and we caught some regent parrots. Something that I talked about a couple of vlogs back was how we were looking for regent parrot flight paths. Someone's found one, and then we went out there and actually caught some, which was really exciting. Yeah. So we caught them using mist nets, and we then placed some radio tracking harnesses on them, and then we released them. So we'll hopefully be able to download the data off their trackers at the site that we caught them and attempt to receive some data about their movements and possibly where their nesting site is, so we can actually then go out there, get some better information and get some more in-depth knowledge about what these birds are doing. The challenges this week were not very big, considering how much fun I had out in the field doing field work and stuff like that. So sitting down back in the office actually midweek was probably one of the hardest things after having the excitement of being out in the field. Something that I've personally realised is more and more I want to be like a field ecologist, be that person out in the field. I don't want to sit behind a desk. I don't care if sitting behind a desk might pay more or something like that. I'm more interested in actually being out there and enjoying the work, because when I'm out there, I'm having a wonderful time. I'm learning so much out there as well. So just loving it when I'm out there. But hopefully next week continues to be a great week. Go across to Victoria, to Wyperfeld, and do some bird survey. So hopefully next week we'll have an exciting week as well. Anyway, that's me out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, follow me on those. If you're not subscribed to me here on YouTube, do that. Like this video, do all the things. If you like this content, I don't know, share it to a friend. Maybe if you stick around for an extra couple of seconds, you might get some bonus content. Maybe. Just maybe. Come on, buddy. You've moved around a little bit. Can you move around a bit more for me? I deserve that. I deserve that full-heartedly.
Is this on you?
Yes, it is. No, I got that on video. Oh, shit. Oh. Holy crap. I just had a heart attack.
Just sit there quietly, cuddle the bird, eh?
Oh.
That was too good.
Oh, shit. I'm glad I was sitting down because I would have just fell over.
I'm so glad that's on film. That makes me very happy.
I expect to see that next week.
It will be on next week's video, whether it will be an extra thing. On YouTube. I do a vlog for my internship, otherwise I'd have to write
Right, proper words and stuff.
write proper words and do
What
it.
else to do with that?
Yeah,
I don't know, like
They're not notched either.
What's your channel called?
Bungalows.